This episode of Gamerheads is brought to you by Magic Mind, the healthy energy drink that will help you take your creativity to a new level.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Mega Cat Studios.
Hey, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite, Screen Snark, and the Fun and Games podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bonte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi everyone, Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hey, this is Brimstone, and you're listening to Roger Reichart on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me are my good friends and co-hosts. We have the CEO and president of Gamerheads, Phil.
What? You're interrupting puzzle time.
Puzzle time. Is that what we do now? Just
sometimes
have puzzles? Just sometimes? I gotta turn off my fan. Welcome, Phil.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm super stoked.
Yeah. And of course we have our good friend and co-host. We have Mike.
I too enjoy puzzles.
Puzzles are fun. So I hear. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to our patrons. Welcome our patrons, Matt, Jill, and Sarah. Thank you so much for supporting the Gamerheads podcast.
Gamerheads? I thought we were on Puzzleheads.
Well, that's next week.
Damn it.
That's our bonus show, Puzzleheads, where we just sit around, we have NPR voices.
I wouldn't mind doing a Puzzlehead episode. I think that would be fun. Just like puzzle games. I got dibs on Peggle.
Oh, hey, that's not a bad idea. We can do an episode called Puzzleheads.
You see?
But we have to talk in NPR voices. Welcome to Puzzleheads.
Dude, I'd blow my throat out so hard if I attempted to do that for very long. This nasally voice does not do NPR voices.
You don't do NPR voices? All right.
I mean, I can try, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to be able to talk for the next week after that.
Yeah, and my default is wacky morning radio voice. So.
My default is NPR, so I don't know, man. I guess maybe I'll just do the NPR voice. But listeners, if you want to join the Gamerheads Nation, you can as well. For as low as $3 a month, you can join the Gamerheads Nation. You can do so by signing up at patreon.com/gamerheads. And we would greatly appreciate your support. And I'll leave a link in the show notes as well. So, okay. Are you ready? Here we go. Icebreaker. If you could, this is actually the worst icebreaker I ever came up with. If you could have dinner with any video game character, who would it be and what would you talk about? That's a pretty good one, right?
How inappropriate do you want my answer?
Wow. I mean, this isn't a G show. It's not even PG, so I guess I don't know if it's even PG-13. It's probably R at this point.
It's definitely not PG-13 if I'm on it, Roger.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, you're opening up a can of worms here. I'd probably be like Morgan from Darkstalkers, and we talk about how I'd get them digits.
Let me tell you about the date that I have with Lady Damitsu.
Oh my god.
Oh yes, lady, yes.
Oh my god. Why did I ask? Why did I ask this question?
But yeah, I'm sure with her being like 9.5 feet tall, that's probably a very expensive dinner. So you got to be careful like that. She probably takes like in that scene in The Great Outdoors with like the big 64-ounce steak. She probably like takes 2 of those.
She probably kills you.
That's fine.
Yeah,
she'll kill you.
I wasn't doing
That's
much
your
this
dinner
week anyway.
Yeah,
your dinner for her.
That's fine. I'd just ask her.
Is that your answer?
I'd have her grab all of the tall stuff from up high that I can't reach, even though I'm 6'2".
That's true. That would be helpful.
I'd have her come over and be like, "Here's the deal. I know you think this is going to be something romantic, but I can't reach the corners in my landing. If you get dust up there, I'll buy you a steak dinner." See, you guys all thought I was going to go dirty with it. I just want a clean ceiling.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Is that really your answer, though, Phil?
Lady Damasu?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Can I have dinner with Ra's al Ghul? He was in a video game. I'd like to talk
Yeah,
to
he
him
was.
about world
Sure.
dominance.
Sure. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe he and I could sit there and connive and scheme and come up with something even better than every other plan that he's had that's failed. Except now he's dead, so I guess I can't. But that's fine.
Well, wow. You ruined it for everybody.
I didn't ruin it.
Mike, who would you have dinner with?
Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Because then we could just freestyle.
I can get on board with that.
Yes.
Nice. For me, it would be Donkey Kong, and I would plot
You
Mario's
think my
demise.
date's going to be expensive? How much do you think you have to feed a gorilla?
That's true. That is going to be pretty expensive. But we would plot Mario's demise. That would be pretty fun.
Who's going to fix your plumbing?
Luigi?
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I thought the two of them hatched all that stuff out.
What?
Mario and Donkey Kong.
Are they cool now?
I thought they're cool with each other now.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think you should do some more research on that because I think they're cool with each other.
Really? What about Donkey Kong versus Mario? The Mario versus Donkey Kong, the remake that just came out. I don't think they're cool with each other.
It's a friendly jostle.
No, I don't think so. I think Mario is a jerk, and Donkey Kong just wanted some Mario toys, and Mario's like, "No, you can't have any," and he's just a big jerk. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mario. I am a big fan of Donkey Kong.
Is it because he's Italian?
I want to change my answer to Jill Valentine.
Okay. And what would you talk about?
Jill Valentine.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
Because then I could take her out for a sandwich, and it would be really on the nose.
Jesus.
It's a Resident Evil reference.
Yeah, I'm sure. I didn't get it, but
maybe
I'm sure
you should play Resident Evil. Then we can get it.
I was gonna say. Anyway, listeners, if you're listening and you want to let us know who you would take out to dinner
after that conversation, they're all gone.
No, that's true. That's true. They logged off already. You can let us know by letting us know on our Twitter account at Gamerheads Pod. You can also send us email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com. Or you can go to our website and leave us a message there as well at gamerheadspodcast.com. So, this is probably going to be a shorter episode, but I have quite a few games that I'm playing. So I do want to talk about games that we're currently playing, but I don't want to start. So I'm going to start with Mike.
What?
Start with you. What games are you currently playing?
Jill Valentine.
Oh my God.
Oh, we already went over that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
I
under
haven't
it.
been playing a whole heck of a lot. I have been extremely busy getting all my stuff ready for the big convention. I'm selling
Yeah.
off all the I
See that? Is that all that stuff that you're boxing up there going to be going to the convention? Is that what's going on?
That no, not that stuff. It's mostly that stuff.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff, dude.
So yeah, I went out and bought over it was like 500 labels to put
Wow.
prices on it, and I had to go out and buy more.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
So yeah, yeah. So that's what I've been doing a lot of. But I will say this: I have been playing Fall Guys, and this is where you're gonna get Mike's weekly anger rant. They updated Fall Guys, and it sucks.
I just saw a tweet about it, how people are not happy with the new
I'm
updates.
a people, and I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I am a people. It's horrible. Like, they had a great system. You play around, and however many people got eliminated or whatever, then it goes on to the next round. And they keep doing rounds until there's 8 people, maybe 9. Then that's the final round. Now they had it, nope, we are only doing 3 rounds exactly. And it doesn't matter, or there's X amount of people being eliminated. And not only that, they're like, oh, we're also going to add a lot of user-created levels in the regular
dude, that sucks. Sorry.
And a lot of these user-created levels are just like thrown together with not a whole lot of QA testing, and they're not good. Also, these 3 levels, 90% of the time, all 3 levels are the ones where you're on the platforms that disappear when you touch them. And then they, they're horrible. It's just, I really don't like where they've gone with this. And then they also added this thing called Explore, where all you're doing is playing user-created levels. You still earn XP and stuff like that, but it's Fall Guys has been just bad. Just bad.
Well, here's some good news, Mike, if I may. They just tweeted out at this morning. They said, "Hey Beans." So apparently you're not people.
That's me.
You're
I'm a
beans.
bean.
Yeah, you're a bean. We've been listening to a lot of your feedback and understand the recent Fall Forever update needs some changes to be a great experience. As such, we'll be rolling out some changes this week, which will address the following. Number 1, we're looking to increase the length of the show to 4 rounds to reduce the elimination rate for each round. We've also made some tweaks to allow for more level variety for each game. The round pool will be the same, I guess. The round pool will be the same. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Sure. The different levels.
We will be making changes to which levels you will see appear as finals to ensure a better experience overall.
Good.
There will be levels in squads and duels, which are not working as intended. Tail tag and leading light. We'll be reviewing these rounds and we'll be making changes. We will not decrease the overall number of levels in these. We will be bringing back medal rewards for frame, addressing the issue with survival levels ending early in squads and duels, and various other small quality of life fixes. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
That's
Well,
the changes
I mean,
so
it's a
far.
step in the right direction. I didn't see what the problem was with the way that the setup they have now.
Why fix if it's not broken?
Right. Exactly. So yeah, Fall Guys. Not very happy with Fall Guys. The other game I'm playing, I can't. I'm under embargo on that one, so I won't talk about it. But I am having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. You yelled at me, but I'm happy for you.
Yes, I did. Well, you send me a message. You're like, "Hey, Mike, would you like to review this game?" And you conveniently didn't put the name of the game in there.
No, I just gave you the code because it was a surprise.
All you did was put a code in there, and I'm like,
yeah, surprise! Surprise!
I know what this means.
It's a surprise game.
It was. I sure was.
It's like surprise mechanics. You never
miss
know what
surprise
I'm going to give you.
Don't get me started on that. I was just thinking about surprise mechanics tonight because what the hell was I listening to? I was listening to a baseball game and I don't remember what was being advertised.
The Gamerheads Podcast.
No, I don't listen to my own voice. I don't listen when I talk. I don't listen when other people talk. That's why I'm doing a fucking
I was
jigsaw
listening
puzzle.
to that show. It was actually pretty good, Phil.
The Gamerheads Podcast?
No, on my pod.
Yeah, on my pod.
Thanks, guys.
That's pretty good.
No, it's me talking. It's not that good.
Okay. Wow.
No, but they said something about like if you go to the mechanic and you're expecting a surprise, and I went, God damn it, I miss loot boxes in Overwatch, and then it made me really sad, and then I got angry, and then I started doing a jigsaw puzzle, and we're back to where we are.
Yeah. Then you started recording this podcast, and here we are at this moment.
Well, I started doing the jigsaw puzzle to kill time before we started recording, and now I'm full disclosure, listeners, I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle while I'm recording this. I'm very focused. This is what happens when you're a 75, 80-year-old president. You just kind of sit around and do jigsaw puzzles where important shit happens around you.
Yeah, the world's burning.
Wow. Wow. That sounds so on the nose. I don't know. But anyway, Phil.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Microsoft Jigsaw. For the last, I don't know how long we've been recording. Are there dailies in that?
Yeah, you could do daily. There's daily challenges.
Wow.
Really?
And those are fun. That's not a joke. I'm being legit. That's
What makes them different than any other one?
They're daily challenges, Roger. That's all you need to know.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, like, give me a daily challenge. Like, give me an example. Is it just a different puzzle? That's just a daily puzzle?
So there's one that's like bug catcher, and you have to. So there's obviously the jigsaw puzzle, and it has some of the pieces are already placed, and there's a bug, and every time you place a piece, the bug will move in one of 8 directions if it's on hard, but if it's on easy, it'll move only one of 4 directions. And your job is to trap the bug by placing pieces down, because if you place a piece to the left of the bug, it can't move to the left, so it will only go up to the right or down. And then, so you need to and you only have X amount of moves to complete the level. So you have to trap the bug so it can't make any more moves.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
It is, yeah. It's really interesting. It's a really interesting take on it.
Okay.
And then they have.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they have one that's a time limit. You have to complete the puzzle with an X amount of time, but it gives you individual pieces one by one, and so you have to like find where it goes.
Like, do you have to complete the? Do you have to do the piece before you get the next piece?
Yes.
Listeners, I just want to point out this is the most attention I've ever paid while recording this podcast.
Unbelievable.
So that's a lot of fun too. So yeah, I mean, I like all the stuff in Microsoft Jigsaw. It's and plus it gets me my rewards points.
Yeah, you get a bump for it.
Yeah.
I was halfway saying that in jest, but I seriously am playing Microsoft Jigsaw.
No.
But the other game that I've been playing a little bit of, not a ton. I'd say I probably put about an hour and a half, 2 hours into it. Is Have a Nice Death.
Yeah.
That's a roguelike, right?
Yeah, which is the one downfall of it, because if it wasn't, it might be one of my favorite games I've played in quite some time.
Nice.
Reminds me a lot of, oh hell, how did I just lose the name of it? That pixelated one.
Dead Cells?
Yeah, Dead Cells. It reminds me a lot of Dead Cells because, it's also a roguelike. The animation of Mike, as soon as I started playing it, I saw the animation, I was like, oh, Mike is going to dig the hell out of this. And then I realized it was a roguelike, and I was like, oh, Mike's not going to dig the hell out of this.
Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing in the game, except for the fact that I'm playing as Death, and I think I'm taking control of the office again is what's happening. And so you're working your way through different levels of Death's headquarters and having to take out employees and things like that. You get different powers as you progress, and obviously each time you re-roll, unlock things. Standard fare. Just the gameplay, and it's just really, really tight. The animation, like I said, is gorgeous and silky smooth, which is part of one of the draws to it. And there is some humor involved in it as well. You've got your, I'm going to call them underlings, that fill you in on what's happening around you and things that you have to do, and kind of give you tips and tricks. But if you enjoy Dead Cells, definitely go check out Have a Nice Death. It's fun, it's difficult, it's challenging, which is where part of the problem is. And I haven't progressed enough that my powers are doing a lot to keep me alive for longer. And I tend to play stupid, and there's not a lot of health, so I die a lot. But it's well worth checking out. If for nothing else, for the animation style and the graphics alone, it's gorgeous.
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool.
See, I pay
anything
attention and contribute.
Yeah, you do.
No, but now I'm mad about Overwatch again, since Surprise Mechanics have started back up, and that game is just keep falling further and further to the poops.
For myself, so did I talk about Cryptmaster last time? I don't think so. Did I?
Which one?
Cryptmaster?
I think you did, because I think I made a gang joke about it.
Oh, maybe I did, but my review is up on the site for that. I gave
What
an A+.
site would that be on, Roger?
Gamerheadspodcast.com. That game is so unique and so smart. It is so good. Yeah. So if you want to play a different type of RPG where you have to frantically try to remember dictionary words and then also try to come up with words that they're trying to spell out, like, it's so unique and so different. And the Cryptmaster is so funny, and he makes fun of you when you put in dumb words, because he's like, what does it even mean? Like, sometimes I was just guessing. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a word, but maybe.
Roger, if you just want somebody to make fun of you and you say dumb things, you can just call me every once in a while, and I'll take care of
I mean, that's why I do this podcast, actually. So, but no, Cryptmaster is very good. I give it an A+. I really love that game a lot. So,
what's it on? Because I love a good word game.
It's on Steam.
Oh.
And I don't know how else well, that's the thing. I don't know how else it could be played, because you need a keyboard. You need a keyboard to be able to play this game.
You can plug a keyboard in the Xbox.
Well, you could.
That's true.
You could. Do people? Maybe.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, you need a keyboard for this game. I mean, I guess there is. I didn't try this. There is voice commands. You can try voice commands and like say the words. I didn't try that, but it is really fantastic. The art is so good in that game too. It looks like it's all hand drawn. It looks like the Inktash, type art. It's really, really good. So good. So anyway, that's Cryptmaster. Another game that I've been playing that I absolutely adore is Little Kitty Big City.
I meant to start that up and I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good. It is so funny. The writing is really well done, and you just do stupid things. Like, it's better. Remember we played Untitled Goose Game, or I tried, and I didn't like that game. But this game I really like because there are objectives, and like there's a story to it. You fell out of your window, and you're trying to get back up to your apartment to get back to your house. And you're way on the bottom on the roads, and you have to figure your way back up. You run into really funny characters. It's really cute, and but one of the funny things is I wanted to test to see what would happen. So one of the early quests that you go on, you run into this cat that's sitting at this grocery store. It's like a outdoor market type thing,
like a bodega.
Sure, and. And he, that's a word I never thought we'd say on this podcast, by the way.
The word you probably didn't think I knew either.
I'm not sure if I knew that word. And he tells you that he's the mayor, and he's very upset about the jam jars that are all along the walls and the shelvings, and they're the way of humans to tell you that they are more powerful or something along the line. You have to show them who's boss, basically. But he's the mayor, so he can't do it. He's not going to knock those jars off. So then you as a cat, you're the vice mayor. You have to go up there and knock those off. So he's up there, and it's cute. The trigger buttons are the paws. You can knock the jars off.
So
it was really cute.
It's like one of those physics games, like I Am Bread or Doctor or
Freddy Spaghetti?
Or Freddy Spaghetti?
No, I wouldn't say it's. I mean, there's some physics stuff to it, but it's not like that.
Not wacky.
No, it's not wacky. But I knocked all the jars off, and of course she cleans it all up. The grocery lady, and then I thought she had this bowl of fruit, and I thought, what would happen if I take all that fruit and I hide it on her? So I take, you can pick up things with your mouth. So I picked up a piece of fruit and I took off running. And she found it where I hid it, and she picked it up and moved it back into the bowl. And then I was like, okay, once if I move it to an area that she can't get to, that only I can, like, because there's areas where you can crawl underneath holes, and like it's in a construction area. And I did. I grabbed all the fruit and I put it into this area. Huh. And she just walked there, and she went, ugh. Like, they don't talk. None of the characters talk. Mm-hmm. So just went, ugh. And it was so funny, and she couldn't get it back. And then I thought, what would happen if I put a donut in that bowl now instead? So I did. I made a person trip. They dropped their donut. I grabbed the donut, put it in the bowl, and then a bunch of birds came down and started eating the donut. And then I thought, well, what happens if I put that donut there and I pounce on one of those birds? And sure enough, I did. I caught one of the birds. That's an achievement. There's lots of achievements in this game. Oh. And that was an achievement. And I got a blue feather, which turns out I needed for a different quest. So good. It's so good. It's so fun. Just silly things. Like, I made people trip and grab their cell phone and took off running. And now I have a stockpile of cell phones that nobody.
So you're just hoarding cell phones that
you're just hoarding Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then there's garbage, and I can clean up garbage, and you get little shiny pieces, and the shiny pieces are like a piece of currency that a crow needs or he wants.
I wonder if there were crows involved when they're shiny pieces.
Yep. Yeah, it's very good. It's really good. And then the other thing I'll just say is, I'm not too far in the game, but like, you'll get fish, the food that you need to survive. And if you eat a piece of fish, it gives you a paw print, which acts like a circle, like in Legend of Zelda, like your stamina circle, but they're paws. And then you can start climbing up ivy branches, which then starts helping you get higher and higher up into back to your home. But you need a lot of them to get up there, because like one little thing is not going to get you very much. So that is Little Kitty Big City. I'm really enjoying that. And then I picked up another game that is getting a lot of really good reviews. Everybody's really loving it. Everybody's saying this is so great. Oh, so good. So good. I am not really getting into it. It's Animal Well. Have you guys seen anything about this game?
It's on PlayStation Plus, and it's a
Yeah.
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So that piqued my interest.
Yeah. So,
But it's not that good, you say?
well, here's the thing. It is actually really good.
Oh.
From a Metrovania. It doesn't hold your hand at all. It does not tell you what you're supposed to do at all. Like there's very, very, very few clues. Like I came across this area and there is like this statue with a little diamond in it. I was like, oh, what happens if I grab that? And all of a sudden this ghost cat comes to life and starts chasing me everywhere and kills me. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do there? Okay, well, I'm going to put that back because I don't want to get killed. So I put that back, and then there's other areas. I was like, well, what am I supposed to do here? And then other things kill you. It's if you like really challenging games and you like Metroidvanias that don't hold your hand, I will say this: it plays phenomenal. Like it is super tight. The controls are super tight.
Well, that's good. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's very little you can do for damage wise. You can pick up fireworks and throw them.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Is there even a shooting mechanic, or is it all just platforming?
Well, right now it's just all like the shooting. I will say shooting mechanics. It's not really even shooting. It's just you throw a firework and it either scares off the animal or it distracts them.
Okay, so it's like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I guess.
There's fireworks in the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, there is. I would say, Mike, this is probably right up your alley. Like, I think you would like this game a lot. And maybe, I mean, again, I'm not that far, but I don't know what I'm doing. It's very challenging.
Like sometimes when there's Metroidvania, is there at least a map or something that you can?
There is. You do find a map, and you can.
That's
usually, or maybe it's right away in the beginning. I'm not sure.
That's usually what happens to me with Metroidvanias. I'm playing, I'm going great. And then I hit a wall, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do next. And I will run around for hours, and then it's something stupid. Like, oh, here's a spot where you can, like, shoot the wall, and now you can make your way through it. Like, oh, seriously?
Yeah. It's one of those things. I mean, here's the thing. If you like challenging games and you like really, really, really tight platformers, yeah, this is right up your alley. And like a lot of people really love this game. I don't know. I'm not digging it, but but that's the great thing about video games, right? Because video games are not for not every game is for everybody.
And there's something for everybody, but not everything's for everyone.
That's right. Did you guys just say this on your podcast the other
Absolutely we did, because it pertains to a lot of things.
Yeah, it does. And
pro wrestling and video games are two of those things where there's something for everybody, but not everything's for everyone.
That's right.
Seriously, t-shirt material, man.
It does. I will say this, like it's been also like the last couple weeks have been really busy. And thank goodness for Magic Mind, because it does get me through my day and allow me to actually sit down and like not just go to sleep, and then actually like focus on like creating content and doing podcasting and playing games. But there's no amount of Magic Mind that's going to help me with Animal Well. Like that's beyond my abilities. But
that's a hell of a plug.
Yeah. But listeners, you can actually get your own Magic Mind at our link in our show notes. Just click on a link and you can actually get a discount on your purchase. So that's Magic Mind. I've been using Magic Mind for a while now, and
it's been a couple months.
It's really been a game changer for me.
You're starting to look like the leader.
I'll follow you.
Hulk villain.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's late. That's all I got. You're getting my C material now, Roger. Sorry, I can't.
That's right. But those are the games that I've been playing. I think the other thing I have been playing a little bit of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, just because.
Oh, you had to get that taste out of your mouth?
You had to get the taste of the mouth of the Turtles game. I did try to jump back into Redfall. It's rough.
Still bad?
Yeah. It's mean, I played worse games. It's one of those games that you really need to have a bunch of people to play, and you can't really like. Didn't you try that solo, Phil? Didn't you try playing Redfall solo? You're on mute.
That's what I get for sneezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a bunch solo and I played a bunch with other people, and it doesn't get any more exciting even when you're with other people, just because the city is so sparsely populated that it just feels flat the entire time, and I wanted
Yeah, I
so
think
much from that game.
They changed that though. They did change
Did
that. Yeah, there is much more going on. Random stuff that can kill you. But yeah, and the sad thing is, like, and we talked about this off air, so as well just mention this a little bit here. Xbox closed 2 studios, one of them being the studio that made Redfall. And I think the thing that really bothered me, I mean, there's a lot of things that bother me about it. The fact that Xbox, they also closed the studio that created Hi-Fi Rush. The fact that they came out and said when Redfall came out, they said, hey, we're going to stand by it, and we're going to, that's okay. We're going to weather this, and we'll get through it, and we'll make a better game, better experience. They didn't stand by it. And then they like talked up Hi-Fi Rush because that won some game awards, not just game awards. It won like a bunch of awards, actually.
It's a good game.
It's a good game. And they closed that studio down.
Yeah, not a lot of good press for Microsoft right now. It just seems like they don't know what's going on. It's like they're having trouble. Like they don't have their eyes on the prize or something. I don't know.
Well, and the weird thing is, like, their executives seem to not have any kind of talking points around this at all.
No.
Matt Booty was on, or he was at a town hall, and he made a comment. I suspect that this speech was written prior to all this, but he made a comment about how Microsoft need to focus on smaller games that win awards.
Oh yeah,
That's very strange. That was very strange. When Sarah Bond was asked specifically about the closure, she kind of just danced around it. Didn't really give any specifics or anything. And it's weird because it's just, I don't know, it's weird messaging. It's just like, what's going on? Like, well, how can you not all be on the same page? But I think like all that, and it's awful, obviously, that these people just lost their jobs. It's like crazy, like that keeps happening. And nothing's safe. You're not safe. Like if you're acquired by a big company, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it might seem exciting at the time, right? Like, cool, we have a like strong future ahead of us, and then this happens. But I think the thing that really bothered me the most about all this, I mean, again, I shouldn't say the most, but it was bothersome to see people lose their jobs, obviously. That was very hard. But the part that bothered me a lot was the reaction on Twitter and people like ripping on Arcane Austin, right? It was in the studio.
Yep.
Arcane Austin. And that they didn't deserve that. Like, that's BS. Come on, people.
No, and what people don't realize a lot of the times is when a game doesn't live up to your expectations or the expectations that have been put forth, it's not necessarily the developer's fault or the publisher's fault. Like sometimes it's just like it's rushing it or putting things out too fast, or like somebody way up top being like, no, let's do it this way instead, and this way isn't the good way, but it's the way that the boss tells you to, and sadly the boss isn't always right.
And it's not like they haven't produced good games, because they have. I mean, Prey, Dishonored, like some really fantastic games. And what's the scary part to me is what like really we're in a world right now of what have you done for me now, right? And if you haven't done anything right now, and like fact that a game that won awards gets canceled, like that studio gets shut down, like that is bizarre.
Didn't that game get ported over too in the big massive Xbox is failing?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that one doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Hi-Fi Rush just because it was too difficult for my old hands.
Yeah,
but I could see that the quality was there and the concept was spot on. So I mean, it was shocking to me.
The thing that I don't know if it's just short-sightedness or what, but with Redfall, for instance, they sold a bunch of DLC. Like, hey, we're gonna continue to build this game and build on this game, and we're gonna sell a bunch of DLC. Like they eroded the trust of their players. Like nobody's gonna trust whether or not that's the case anymore.
Nope.
I mean, even when it's a good game, it may not like, oh, we decided to close it down. Sorry about that. But the other thing that I feel like is really short-sighted, and maybe it's hubris on the executives' parts too.
Whoa. All right. Let's use less than 10-point words. Let's go with like a 3-point word for those of us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Magic Mind just absolutely destroyed him and was combined with the Cryptmaster, and now all of a sudden Roger's a walking fucking thesaurus.
That's
Oops,
right.
sorry about the F-bomb.
That's right. There, obviously you're losing talent that may not end up again in the industry, which is awful. But you're also scaring away future talent. Like people are not going to want to get into this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have new ideas working for you, you become exactly. Start remaking like old movies or things like that. And it's just, I don't know. It's heartbreaking to see this happen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Wasn't there just news today too that Square Enix there's rumors that they might be
they made an announcement that they're placing a much stronger focus on multi-platform games and less exclusives.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the reason they're saying that is because these Final Fantasy games are not selling as much as they wanted. So they're like, whoops, we probably should have put them on other systems.
Was that really? Final Fantasy games don't sell anymore? I'm not just being stupid when I say that. It's a legit question.
I don't think they sell very well.
I'm
thinking,
So anyway, yeah, it's just been heartbreaking to see all this happening, and and I don't know if it's just the arrogance that people want to work for us. Of course they will. Like eventually it's going to be, they're going to find themselves like, why doesn't nobody want to work here? Or where is the talent?
I got to tell you, usually I'm getting full on hype mode at this time, with the June presentations and everything. I don't know. My expectations are going to be pretty low.
Yeah.
Especially so with the Xbox, with this stuff going on with Xbox, I hope they've got a lot. They have to do a lot to win a lot of people back. And then not only that, but Nintendo also announced that their June Direct, and Phil, I hope you're listening because I know you're intrigued as hell. Their June Direct is only going to be games coming out through the end of the year because they're not saying anything about the next Switch system, because the next Switch system is supposed to, I think, come out by the end of next fiscal year, which is by the end of March.
But that's never been officially announced, has it?
No, I think they didn't officially announce a release date, but they said they were going to share more information on the next Switch system at a later date. But they're basically saying no Switch 2 info whatsoever during June E3 time.
So they're essentially just telling people to curb their enthusiasm?
Yes. Temper their expectations.
That works too.
Some exciting, I mean, Phil, you don't care about this, but Mike, some exciting news about Switch though. They're like close to surpassing I don't know how close they are to the PlayStation 2, but they're pretty close. They're within striking distance of the PlayStation 2, I think.
They're getting there.
So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to surpass that. But yeah, it's going to be a weird. I think the one thing that I will say though, like, yeah, like the big AAA studios and stuff of that are like, there's not a lot there right now, but man, indie games, woo, May has been busy.
Mm-hmm. We'll have our listeners tune in for a new episode of Indie Heads.
That's right.
I just make stuff up and just throw heads at
people. Puzzle heads, wrestle heads, indie heads. I mean, it goes well with anything.
I horror heads.
Horror heads. RPG heads.
Yep. Filing your tax deductions heads.
Yeah.
How about
That
just
was
filing your taxes heads?
Yeah, that didn't go over very well. Like that one didn't test very well, but the rest of them are, tested pretty well. So
Al Snow heads appreciation.
that's right.
podcast.
There we go.
That's right. All right. Well, that's all I have.
What?
I think that's the end of the show already.
But I'm not done with my puzzle yet. It's only been 40 minutes.
Well, before we head out, why don't we tell people how they can find us? And Phil, how can people find you online, not physically? Because that'd be weird.
Well, I think I've already given everybody my home address. So there's that. I think I've given everybody my phone number. You can find me on Twitter at BNow23.
And Mike, how can people find you on social media?
I'm also on Twitter at PezGuyMike.
More importantly,
listener,
Mike, if I can ask a question, where can people meet you in person and buy some of your wares?
Oh, yeah. When is that? When and where?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you're ever in the central Illinois area at Bloomington.
On a certain date.
Yeah.
On a certain date.
Okay, so I'm going to call this out. Okay, fine. I'll call this
Because you said if
Actually,
you're ever in this area on this date.
If you're ever on this area on this certain date at this time.
And the sun is shining through
Yes.
3 clouds.
That's right. That's right. You can
You'll
find
have
me.
to get the Indiana Jones style to hold it up on the stick.
Yeah, that's right. And then you have to break the stick so nobody else can find it.
Yes. So anyways, Bloomington, Illinois at the I don't know the name of the place. I forgot. It's Bloomington, Illinois. Illinois Game Con is the name of the convention. June 1st, all day, Saturday, June 1st. Take a look for me. I will be selling pretty much my entire collection of video games, which I have amassed over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So, yep. If you're in the market for Crazy Taxi on the GameCube, I'm your guy.
And Phil, before we head out, your podcast, we kind of alluded to this, but your new wrestling podcast.
Yeah, I've got a podcast. It's currently only on Spotify and what the hell's the name of the thing? Buzzsprout? Yeah, it's there. It's called the Oh My Podcast with cast in, we're going to call those parentheses for my lack of English. And actually that's what they are. We're myself and my friend Lucio, and we'll be joined by guests throughout the course of time. We sit down and talk about the week's events of wrestling, give our take on things. We're both just a couple of knuckleheads that are just having a conversation. It all just started with, dude, we talk wrestling 7 days a week. Why are we not just recording this and throwing it out there and seeing if we can get 3 people to listen?
Yeah. And I may have edited one of your episodes, which is pretty fun.
You most definitely did, and it sounded much better than when my stupid ass edits an episode, because I don't know how to do things I don't know how to do things on a computer. Let's be real.
No, it's a good episode. It's a good podcast. So
appreciate that.
Yeah. Listeners, you can follow us on Twitter at Gamerheads Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Nintenderaj. You can also go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com, where you can hear this show. Phil, I'm going to actually ask for your embed codes so we can put your show onto the Gamerheads Podcast.
You think I have any idea how to get an embed code?
I'll teach you. And you can read reviews as well. So go check that out. Well, Phil, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me. Wow. Man, puberty. Thanks for having me again.
And Mike, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Happy to be here.
Listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. If you like what you hear, leave us a review. We want to hear what you have to say about the show. Also, there's a new feature. Phil, I could teach you about this feature too, because it's on Buzzsprout, but there's a new feature. You can click, it says send us a text, and you can send us a text and let us know what you think about the show. It's simple. Just click on the link, open up your text, it opens up a text for you, and you just can send us a text. And we want to hear what you have to say about the show. And we'll read your comments on the air. So with that, everyone, stay safe and game on, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
So long.
Take care.